Did you get what you wanted for the holidays? We actually picked out some gifts for some political leaders. Can't guarantee they won't want to return them. Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker has acknowledged that while he went to Harvard, mostly because of the brand name, he really wishes he had gone to small upstate New York Hamilton College. Can't help him with that, but he could now choose this calendar instead of, say, a Harvard one. Speaking of calendars, another possible gift for possible presidential candidate Elizabeth Warren. You know, looking ahead to Iowa, if you know the difference between a John Deere and a Farmall, that is a leg up in the Hawkeye State. Of all possible presidential candidates in 2019, who could be more retro than Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders? After all, he's run before, and what could be a more retro gift than a genuine vinyl LP with the ultimate retro artist, Bob Dylan? Massachusetts Attorney General Maura Healey is almost certainly considering a run for higher office sometime in the next 4 years. The only question is, which one? And finally, something for the burgeoning field of 2019 Democratic presidential candidates. You know, it's been said that politics ain't beanbag. Running for president, well, that goes double. So here's the perfect thing for them to take on the road. And look, such a savings, buy one, get one 50% off, which is good. Because at last count, there are at least 20 Democratic potential presidential candidates in 2019.
We should hold the video till all 20 pop up. Anytime you can get Bobby Zimmerman on television, it's a good thing. So here we are for the New Year's Show. We're going to hand out this. I don't know if this is dangerous. But go ahead.
It's dangerous for me.
We're going to get dangerous. Everybody give it. Go ahead. You can let this fly anytime you want. For the last vote. Yep. For the last,
louder than I thought it was going to be.
There's the highlight of the show, right?
That's it. We'll stop right there.
For the last OTR Political Roundtable of 2018, we have brought in these two revelers, Democrat Marianne Marsh and Republican Rob Gray. Thanks. Hey, Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
So, okay, New Year's just a couple of days away. Marianne, give us your resolutions for two local politicians.
My first one goes to Seth Moulton to keep his commitment to term limits, which he ran on, to only serve in Congress for 4 years. Kind of what he wanted to do to Nancy Pelosi, okay? My second one is to Catherine Clark, that when Nancy Pelosi steps down as Speaker, Catherine Clark will run for Speaker.
Interesting. Interesting.
Rob.
I also have members of our delegation. My first resolution is to Senator Ed Markey. You do represent Massachusetts. Consider spending a few days in your home state instead of Washington, given that you're facing political peril in primaries.
I think it needs one of those, I think, right?
And my second resolution is to Senator Elizabeth Warren. It's pretty simple. Stop taking DNA tests.
All right. Hard not to chuckle on that one. On more serious issues, Governor Baker delivers his inaugural speech this Thursday. What do we need to hear from him, Rob?
Well, so this is chapter 2. He spent his first term cleaning up some of the messes that Deval Patrick created, getting state government back, being fiscally responsible. Now it's about the future. What's your agenda? Lay it out. I think especially that, and especially the economy, is what people are looking for.
Marianne?
I think it's more than that. I mean, Baker won with an overwhelming majority and a mandate. So that means he needs to be bold and tackle the big problems we face, like opioids, like public transportation, like education. Yes, the economy too. But he needs to really pick it up and make his mark, because this is his opportunity to, one, make a real name for himself in the end with a second term and a big win under his belt. But also, we lead the country in many things. He has a chance to show the country how a Republican governor can work with a Democratic legislature to fix the really big bad problems we face and show the country how it's done. He's got that chance, and he's restocking. Hopefully he puts the brains and resources together to do it.
This could be his legacy term.
It should be.
Steve Hoffman was sitting in this chair this morning. So how confident, we're going to turn the conversation to how confident are either of you that Massachusetts is ready not only to handle the crush of pod customers, but to deal with keeping the public safe on the roads, which is obviously a major concern?
It's not, and we've seen that. The only one who's gotten the opening right so far is Salem, and it shouldn't have been left to just chance. And what's more egregious is what Steve Hoffman said on this show. The commission that he runs is appointing a commission to give a report to the legislature to figure out how to test people if they're driving while they're high. That is wrong, and it is a public safety issue. I mean, that's just irresponsible, and they're not responsible to anybody. So why did this start before that was figured out? And that is just the height of irresponsibility.
Rob.
Marion's right. We're skydiving without a parachute on the DUI front. We've seen a rise in accidents, a rise in insurance claims. I'm not sure we're seeing a rise in arrests, which is what we need to see because there's no test. The traffic problems in towns they pale in comparison to what's happening after people smoke and get on the roads.
The traffic problems, in other words, you're talking about the people
with
driving
the sales.
to the towns
Yeah,
and lining up
there's a big rush.
Yeah,
and we've got,
cars
we need a detailed cop to
Yeah.
police the sales. It's more than that.
Did you buy Hoffman's explanation for why they rolled out slowly and therefore had this pent-up demand? Did that make sense to either of you?
No, again, this should have never been done by a commission. This was the responsibility of the legislature. And now look where we are. And that it just should have never happened this way. And we're all facing the consequences for it. And I'm afraid that something truly tragic will happen and there will be blood on a lot of people's hands.
Let's switch to Washington. Massachusetts Congressman Richard Neal, poised to be the House Ways and Means chair, is planning to get President Trump's tax returns from Treasury. So what are the odds we'll finally find out what's in those filings, Rob?
I think we will find out. I think it'll be a lot more juicy than the revelation that the Clintons took a tax deduction for donating used underwear, which was maybe the previous record disclosure. I mean, big billionaire, he's probably not a billionaire, but hundreds of millionaire developers have very interesting tax shelters. I'm sure Trump does too. It'll be ugly once it's revealed.
Marion, I have a feeling you have some thoughts on this.
Well, I'm pretty sure Mueller's already got Trump's tax returns, which tells you everything. I have no doubt that Richie Neal will get them as well. I think the question is when he gets them, and he will because he will be chairman of Ways and Means, does he release them when he gets them? I don't think he'll do it if it would anyway jeopardize the Mueller investigation, but make no mistake about it, Richie Neal will get them. We will all find out what they all have to say.
Eventually.
Eventually. But I think it is one of the big pieces of the roadmap about Donald Trump, Russia, and a lot of other things.
It's going to leak. It's going to leak. Whether he releases them or not, it's going to leak. And I'm not saying he's going to do it, but somebody on that committee will.
Perhaps if the
leak.
president realizes that it's inevitable, he will release it in points where it controls the information for him.
To try and prove that he's a billionaire.
See, I told you I'm worth $10 billion.
about that.
Yeah, he's got bigger problems.
We continue on the record. Stay with us.